Maya and Freedom, Part 3. Now, all these various manifestations of religion, in whatever shape and form they have come to mankind, have this one common central basis. It is the preaching of freedom, the way out of this world. They never came to reconcile the world and religion, but to cut the Gordian knot, to establish religion in its own ideal, and to compromise with the world. This is what every religion preaches, and the duty of the Vedanta is to harmonize all these aspirations, to make manifest the common ground between all the religions of the world, the highest as well as the lowest. What we call the most arrant superstition and the highest philosophy really have a common aim in that they both try to show the way out of the same difficulty, and in most cases, this way is through the help of someone who is not himself bound by the laws of nature. In one word, someone who is free. In spite of all these difficulties and differences of opinion about the nature of the one free agent, whether he is personal God or a sentient being, is the same. In spite of the almost hopeless contradictions of the different systems, we find the golden thread of unity running through them all, and in this philosophy, this golden thread has been traced, revealed little by little to our view, and the first step to this revelation is the common ground that all are advancing towards freedom. One curious fact present in the midst of all our joys and sorrows, difficulties and struggles is that we are surely journeying towards freedom. The question was practically this: what is this universe? From where does it arise? Into what does it go? And the answer was: in freedom it rises, in freedom it rests, and into freedom it melts away. This idea of freedom you cannot relinquish. Your actions, your very lives will be lost without it. Every moment, nature is proving us to be slaves and not free. Yet, simultaneously, rises the other idea that still we are free. At every step, we are knocked down, as it were, by Maya and shown that we are bound, and yet at the same moment, together with this blow, together with this feeling that we are bound, comes the other feeling that we are free. Some inner voice tells us that we are free, but if we attempt to realize that freedom, to make it manifest, we find the difficulties almost insuperable. Yet, in spite of that, it insists on asserting itself inwardly. I am free, I am free. And if you study all the various religions of the world, you will find this idea expressed. Not only religion, you must not take this word in its narrow sense, but the whole life of society is the assertion of that one principle of freedom. All movements are the assertion of that one freedom. That voice has been heard by everyone, whether he knows it or not, that voice which declares, "Come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden." It may not be in the same language or in the same form of speech, but in some form or another, that voice calling for freedom has been with us. Yet we are born here on account of that voice. Every one of our movements is for that. We are all rushing towards freedom. We are all following that voice, whether we know it or not. As the children of the village were attacked by the music of the flute player, so we are all following the music of the voice without knowing it. We are ethical when we follow that voice. Not only the human soul, but all creatures from the lowest to the highest have heard the voice and are rushing towards it, and in the struggle are either combining with each other or pushing each other out of the way. Thus came competition, joy, struggles, life, pleasure, and death, and the whole universe is nothing but the result of this mad struggle to reach the voice. This is the manifestation of nature.